Okay, guys, after an amazing experience in the Science Center, I think it's time that we take a little break and we go and see the Science Center's main attraction. Let's go in.
Good day all and welcome to your next activity at the Cape Town Science Centre. My name is Umar and I'll be conducting the science show for you guys. Now when most people think about a science show or science demonstrations in general, they might think of experiments, potions, color changes or even explosions. So for today, I'm going to theme this show as a fire science show. But first, we have to go over the rules when dealing with fire. As you can see, I have a fire extinguisher over here. I have a lab coat on with long sleeves and long pants and some closed shoes. Also, always be aware of fire exits. You guys can't see the fire exits from where you are right now, but I have fire exits on either side of this particular room. Now, in order to be extra safe, you guys are safe where you are sitting, so you guys don't have to worry about it. But to protect myself, I'm going to be adding some safety goggles. But that's one safety aspect that you have to deal with. The next one that I'm going to add is a fire resistant glove as well, seeing that this is our fire science show. So speaking about a fire, when you guys or even your parents make a fire at home, they might make a fire with either matches or a lighter. But what I'm going to do today, I'm not going to be using either of these methods because you guys are used to using this at home. Instead, what I will be using, I'm going to be using a different version of science. In order to do that, I'm going to be using my tripod stand, my metal can, as well as two different chemicals. My liquid chemical, as well as my powdered chemical. Now, in order to do this experiment, I'm going to take my powdered chemical. It is a purple powder, but I am not going to tell you guys what's the name of this powder. Reason being, I do not want you guys to try any of this at home. So there I have my purple powder, which I have to close as well, just to be extra sure. So here's my container. Now I have to add my next chemical. Maybe this one I could tell you. This one is called glycerine. Now before I can add glycerine to my powdered chemical, I need to make sure we have a chemical reaction going. So I will be using my spatula, but not the same side that I used in order to throw my purple chemical onto that particular can. I'm going to be using the back side. So I'm going to make a small hole. Now in that particular small hole, I'll be adding my liquid chemical, which is some glycerine. And you guys are probably used to using glycerine around the house. It has different functions. Now that we have some glycerine in here, once again, closing our chemicals to make sure we are safe, placing it on the side of my table. Now we need our chemical reaction to form. Now in order to do that, I'm going to mix my chemicals together very carefully. Now our liquid and our metal powder should be reacting with one another. But now I need to add a third chemical, which is going to speed up our reaction. That is going to be where I'll use my pipette dropper and take some normal household water and add it to my mixture. So just a few drops. And now we'll look at this very closely. We'll actually see we get some smoke. And when we normally see some smoke, guys, we have a fire. Now take note of that fire, guys. Now if you guys were actually looking very closely at that particular fire that was just made, there was different colors that was produced. I saw red, orange, blue, but predominantly purple. So those four different colors came from these chemical reactions. Now because we have those four different colors, I'm pretty sure you guys like dealing with colors as well. So now I'm going to move this out of the way and I'm going to try and get more colors when dealing with my particular fire. Now in order to do that, I'm going to be using one of the equipment I spoke about earlier, which was my lighter. Now I'm not going to use this lighter and light up my candle immediately. You guys have probably seen that millions of times done before. Instead, I'll be using my lighter in order to light up my Bunsen burner. And there we go. Now we have our flame. It's a nice blue flame over here. Once again, just making sure, as you guys can see, I have my fire resistant glove on. Now when dealing with a fire, we normally have 3 different factors in order to make a fire or produce a fire. Those 3 different factors are usually called the fire triangle because they have 3 different sides. The first one is fuel. When dealing with our Bunsen burner over here, we have gas coming from our Bunsen burner, so that will be part of the fuel. The second one will be heat, because we do not have a cold fire. Thirdly, we need oxygen. And you guys are probably sure as well, you guys know we have oxygen all around us. So now what I'm going to be doing, I am going to be changing some of those conditions in order to change this fire. Now if I want to change this particular fire, I need to compare it with something else. That's where my candle comes in again. Now I have 2 different candles over here, a small one and a larger one over here. I'll be placing both of these candles in this flame. Now if you guys should look at this, you guys probably done this at home as well, where you lit up your candles. But now I'm changing a different factor in that particular scenario. I'm going to add my 2 candles to this blue flame over here. Now you guys can probably shout out the answer at home if you maybe think it's going to be orange flame, a blue flame as well, or maybe it could even be like my chemicals that I had earlier, which was a purple flame. So whatever you think, now is your chance to shout it out at your screen. Have you guys done that? Perfect. Now let's actually see what the answer is. Lighting up both of my candles. And as you guys can see, we have 2 orange flames. Now I told you about the fire triangle, which had those 3 sides: fuel, heat, and oxygen. Now I'm going to be taking one of those factors away. I cannot take away our fuel, I cannot take away our heat, otherwise our flame will be extinguished. Instead, I'm going to be taking the oxygen away. And in order to do that, I'm going to be closing these holes here at the bottom. So let's see how that actually changed the flame on my Bunsen burner. And look at that, guys. Now we have 2 of the same orange flames for our candle as well as our Bunsen burner. Now I know some of you guys are probably thinking, but that Bunsen burner has a blue flame as well. That is because most of our fuel coming from our Bunsen burner is coming out directly at the bottom of our Bunsen burner. So I cannot stop that immediate section. But as soon as I'm going to let go with my hand on this side, the oxygen will be coming back through those holes, and then we'll have our nice blue flame once again. So seeing that we are speaking about flames and the different colors it can make, what I'm rather going to do now, I'm going to try and add another chemical to my particular flames in order to get another color change. So here we had these 2 flames over here, but I do not need this anymore. So there I took the oxygen away from this flames, and as you can see, this is extinguished. But for our final experiment, I'm going to be using a metal powdered salt. And the metal powder that's found in this bottle was mixed with an alcohol-based liquid. And an alcohol-based liquid is very flammable. Now we spoke about flammable liquids, and now we have our flame over here. Now very importantly, the main thing that I would like you guys to take away from today's lesson is do not try any of this at home. Because right now, I'm going to be dealing with my Bunsen burner again, and we're going to see how our metal salt changes the color of this particular flame. Are you guys ready? Are you sure about that? Let's try it out. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Did you guys see that? A nice lime green color. For those that did not see, let's try that a few more times. 3, 2, 1. And there we go, a nice lime green color. And once my metal powder is gone, it moves back to its original flame. So we spoke about the safety aspects dealing with fire. We saw how we can change the color of a fire. Now if you guys would like to see more experiments done with certain types of flames and certain types of fires, such as loud bangs or maybe interesting ways of extinguishing a fire, then you are more than welcome to come to the Cape Town Science Centre for that. We look forward to seeing you guys in the future. With that being said, thank you for joining me for this show. And I'd like to say, from everyone that you've seen today, enjoy the rest of National Science Week.
Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed that virtual experience as much as we did. Even though I'm saying goodbye to you from this point, we have so many more videos for you to see. Let's see if we can go back to the beginning and see if we can take a different route.